All right, so in this video, we're going to be looking at some examples of creating a qqplot, which is a normal probability plot in R. And again, we're going to start by using this inflation rate data that I've used in previous videos. And in order to graph a normal probability plot, you basically need two functions. So you're going to plot the qqnorm function, which is going to do the point plot part of the qqplot. And then the qqline is going to draw the straight line that the data is supposed to be trying to follow. And so we're going to run that through our graph. And again, I've added labels and axis titles here, and I've chosen PCH equals 5 for my dots. So this is our QQ point plots, the individual observations. And when I add the QQ line, then you can see what the straight line is that the graph is trying to model. And you can actually see that this doesn't look very normally distributed. There is a very long tail, and we saw this in the histogram, and in even the box plots had a lot of outliers, that this is right skewed. And so the right side of the graph is very far away from this line, the straight line that we're trying to follow. So this would be a suggestion that, in fact, our data is not very normal. Now, there's another application that we can use for plotting QQ plots, and that is in the context of looking at the residuals of a linear regression model. Our residuals are also supposed to be normally distributed, and so we're going to run through an example of plotting the QQ plot for a set of residuals. I have two sets of data here. The nickel quantity in, I believe they're pennies, and the tensile strength. And so if we run that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create a linear model that models the tensile strength against the nickel quantity. And from there, we're going to calculate the standard residuals. And this is just a function that is built into R from that model. And then from there, I'm going to take those results and again, create a QQ plot of those results. And the syntax here is almost identical to what it was before. I'm basically just changing my inflation rate to my residuals and then updating the appropriate labels. And if I run that, these are my residuals. And then if I add the line, I can see that this data does a much better job of following that normal probability plot. I do have one potential outlier down here, but otherwise, this does much more closely follow the line. Now, there's fewer values as well, but this does more closely follow the line. And if there's any issue at all, it's in this one individual example.